Welcome back to another podcast with Mr. Harjeet Singh Makar, founder of DSG. And today we're going to be talking about why DSG is chosen to become a completely made in India brand. So I want to understand what is the gap you saw for the serious Indian writer?
Riders, including me, have accepted a wrong notion in life that if it's international, it has to be good. If it's expensive, it has to be safer. Nobody was challenging the notion why it was expensive, why was it safer. Me, you take it with me. I could not afford a pair of shoes. My first pair of shoes was given to me by Shah. So after spending so many years with an international brand, I wanted to understand as to how we can make the same stuff in India at Indian pricing.
You're right. So DSG is now completely made in India brand.
Right.
And that's a big commitment. So what made you decide to build everything here rather than just importing and white labeling like most other brands do?
We saw that everybody was just basically going to some manufacturers, getting things off the shelf, white labeling their goods. They are not going into understanding what each product was made of. Basically how the product was put together.
Right.
Secondly, we saw that things in India could be made cheaper. We saw that we had the talent to make everything in India.
Right.
We knew it, but nothing was available at the time when it decided that this should be made in India. So we saw that all the products that were coming in India were not made for Indian standards. They were not made for Indian drive. They were not made for Indian bodies.
Right.
They were not, and the pricing was just not right. So all these things put together made us want to make in.
Okay.
And then we wanted to keep the Indian economy movement. We wanted Indian laborers. We wanted Indian tech. We wanted Indian understanding, and we wanted to build the infrastructure from ground up to start getting all the components together so that we could build the job. And we wanted to do a truly made in India camp.
Okay. A lot of people assume that made in India means compromising on quality. What would you say to that?
Exactly what I wanted to destroy. I wanted to destroy the notion. I want to destroy the notion that imported was better, expensive was better. I wanted that made in India is inferior. Made in India is not the right product. It does not meet the right standard. We are the only ones who are building our product from scratch. Every component, every stitch, every fabric, every zip, every protection is known to us. And that is why we know that our gear is not comparable to the world. It is superior to most of the world, because all the other brands, even the imported brands, you ask their founders, their CEOs, what goes in their jackets, they will not give I'll give you an answer right now.
So if you say that the materials in DSG products are superior or at par with foreign products, why are the foreign products so much more expensive?
That is all goes down to basic economics. As to make in India or to import. Most of the brands import their stuff. They are getting it made by third-party manufacturers. Then they're shipping across many continents. They've got costs for shipping. They've got costs for manufacturing. Then when they come to our country, duties are charged. Then they also sponsor a lot of MotoGP. They do a lot of influencer marketing. They do all that, and the cost is basically 2/3 of the cost of the product is all this.
Right.
And 1/3 is the cost of the actual product.
Right.
And that is what DSG is at. And 1/3 the cost of the product.
Yeah.
Because we cut all the frills out. We're giving you quality. We're giving you better quality.
Mm-hmm.
We're not compromising on anything.
So you're basically saying that national brands are pushing their costs onto their customer.
It is a fact. They've grown so big. They've become so. They have to do that. But in India, we know that the price conscious rider is there. With DSG, we have not really got the pricing right. We are not compromising. We're not aiming to hit a price point. The price point comes later on. The standard has to be. We have to hit all international norms, all international standards with the fit and finish, made for India, made for Indian conditions at the right price. And then when the price comes, that is the actual honest price that we are giving to the Indian consumer. So we are an Indian premium brand comparable to any brand in the world or superior to any brand in the world in materials, in make, in comfort, in fitting. We are comparable to it. Now, if you compare me with the Indian brands that are available in market, I'll explain to you how we are different and why we are different. We are different because we are not trying to hit a price point. When we design a jacket, we design the jacket to meet all the norms and standards that we want to get into the jacket. All the fabrics, all the deniers, all the GSM, everything has to be met. The right amount of protection has to be met. Then, when everything is all put together, then the fit has to be put together. Then the comfort for Indian conditions has to be put together. Then we come to a price point. And that price point makes us slightly more premium than what is available in the country. Our thing is protection is first. Protection is not something that can be this thing, compromised. Our main thing is rider safety, protection. We get that aspect into the order, we get all that into order. Then the price comes into what price finally unfolds is our price. And that is slightly premium. Because they are using the best premium materials. They are just, most of them go to a manufacturer, maybe in a foreign country, maybe somewhere else. They go, all these guys have mock-ups of what they're going to launch with 10, 12 jackets, 10, 12 pants. They choose one of those mock-ups and they put the label on. They change colors and they. Ours is not like that. It is from ground up, designed by us, designed for that particular fit, particular this thing, and the entire manufacturing process is owned by us, controlled by us, by me and my CEO Amol. So we would control the entire process. That is why we are far superior. We know that we are superior. There is nothing that we don't know about our product. And why we are not superior, we know it. Everybody else is just slapping on labels.
Correct. Right. And when you have control over the entire process, you can always make changes much more easily than getting it from a foreigner.
So I can stop a process tomorrow.
Right.
That something is not working. If something is not working, I can stop the process and change it immediately. I don't need any regulatory authority. I don't need anybody telling me what to do. I don't need anybody explaining to me that this cannot be done. Because we know something is not working, we change it.
Right.
Our version 2 can come out at our women fancy. We don't need to have a version, wait with version 2 or version 3 or version 4. It's all up to us. Right. If we see that something is not working, something is not right, something is not fit, something is not protecting our, may not protect, not may not, or may not, change it. That is why we control, that is why we know that our jackets or our gear is okay.
Right. Right. Okay, and you said DSG makes specifically for Indian riders. So, what makes the Indian rider jacket different from foreign?
So, now a person sitting in Europe, a person sitting in Japan, somebody sitting in maybe South America, cannot design a jacket for Indian conditions. Has not lived the Indian conditions, has not lived the Indian way of riding. But Indian way of riding is far different compared. We have so much traffic, we have so much highway traffic, we have so much heat, we have so many weather conditions, we have so many seasons.
Right.
Now, and the Indian rider is not going to buy multiple jackets like they do abroad.
Right.
They want one jacket to at least give them 3 seasons. One jacket to give them at least different kinds of rides. All that has been incorporated by DSG in their range. We are riders. That's where the thing comes in again. We are riders, making for riders because we have felt each condition. We have experienced everything in the country, and we make it for the Indian rider with the Indian conditions in mind.
Right.
And we can If you find something is not working, we can change it.
Right.
It's all up to us. So that is why we are superior. Secondly, our Indian bodies are different. Our Indian bodies are different. We are not compared to the European standards. Our pants, the European pants don't fit us. The sleeves of the European jackets are longer than the Indian. So we have made Indian standard. We are the first ones to reach Indian standard in our boots.
Right.
In the sizing, we are the first to meet Indian standards in our jackets with the sleeves made for Indian hands, Indian arms, and also the pants. Secondly, there is a little bit of, accommodating girth also in our jackets, which we have accommodated in such. So that's why we make for Indian standards, we make for Indian riders, we make for Indian conditions. That is why we made it so great.
What genuinely surprised me is that even these big international brands, they still get their protectors from third-party brands. They don't make them. But DSG makes its own protectors, like you can see right here. They make them in-house. So, what made you want to do that, and how does it make a difference to the manufacturer?
So there again, this answer is 2 points. One is affordability, and second is accessibility. So one is affordability. If I import something, am I paying customs duty? I'm paying again transportation and all that is going to be expensive. So that doesn't give me the advantage of my price point that I want to get into my gear. So that is one aspect that we said, let's try and make it. The other was that if I start the entire process of Make in India, it should not stop.
Right.
If there are anything happens, if that company who was supplying us suddenly packs some, they don't want to supply. They have some other problems. They have some issues in their district, in their country or their market, or there is some problem. Like just now, we are facing this Trump-created issue where problems are happening and petroleum goods prices are going up. So this is all petroleum goods. This is like where everything is used petroleum goods.
Right.
So if this is what's happening, I didn't want that a third party controlling my manufacture. So I said, let's try and make it in India.
Right.
And first we developed the sponge molds.
Right.
And then we saw the world moving on to the flexible this year. Then we made Flexia. This is a completely in-house controlled project where the entire machinery belongs to us, the raw material belongs to us, the final product. We produce as much as we require, right, and nobody can stop our production of our gear because everything is in-house.
Right.
And then we have to then make sure that it's world standards. Right. So we've got them world standards. They're as par as any production gear in the world.
Right.
So we are cheaper, made in India, controlled by us, and at world standards, right, at par with everything.
Right. So these are
what can be better?
Right. So these are CE certified.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Reach all the norms, level 2, everything certified.
So how does it make you feel personally that now an Indian rider can get premium quality gear at a much cheaper price?
As a rider who has faced all this, I have to understand that there cannot be a compromise that only a few can afford good riding.
Right.
It should not be a luxury for few. It should be for everyone.
Right.
The culture is growing in our country. Riding gear culture is growing. And people should not just choose from affordability or safety. We are giving you both. We are giving you affordability, safety. We are giving you everything in our brand. And that is what we went out to achieve. The idea that now people can get good quality riding gear, most of the country can afford it. It gives me immense pleasure. It gives me something that I've achieved. Secondly, the Made in India is not just a slogan now. It's a statement that now we can make the best in the world. That we've achieved what everybody in the world has achieved. We are making the best product made in India.
Right.
I mean, that is what we wanted. We wanted to show that we could do it. We wanted to give affordability. We could give the safety. So, like our slogan says, for rider safety, DSG is for rider safety. Affordability is where we put it in. premiumness because we are using the best materials that are there, and we are giving the whole the population of riders the chance to wear quality riding. That's all you.
Before we close, the final question I want to ask you is: if there's a rider looking comparing DSG gear and foreigner, what would you tell?
So again, the comparison is that we are 1/3 cheaper. We are at 1/3 the price of any international brand.
Right.
Okay. Why are we 1/3? I've explained in various aspects. We don't have all the overhead costs. We are made in India. All the products are being made in India.
Right.
We surpass most of the important brands in the material quality. We surpass all of them in fit and finish.
Right.
We surpass them in the conditions that are met by our jackets and our gear.
Right.
Because we meet the Indian conditions, we meet the Indian breathability, we meet the Indian conditions where the jackets are, people are happy to wear it. It's not something you can just throw it away because it's soft or it's just not giving you the right protection.
Right.
We are giving you the same level 2 protection. We are giving you the same protection that anybody is giving it to you. Again, at 1/3 the price.
Right.
Why would it be something else? Use DSG.
Very good. Well, it's been lovely talking to you again. Thank you. And guys, stay tuned. We're going to be talking about a lot more interesting topics in the future. Thank you.